Climb into your saddle, fans, and get ready to ride, because this week we're taking you to the BLM's 2019 Wild Horse and Burro Festival for a fun-filled day you won't want to miss.
Then the crew at Polaris Can-Am World in Mesquite is taking us out to find our own little slice of heaven in the heat of the desert.
Finally, everyone's familiar with a local skateboard park, but how do you transfer that sport into the wild? We'll show you this week, and it's all headed your way right now on At Your Leisure.
If I could bring one home, if you would let me, I would bring it home and it would live in the house.
Folks, we're going to have trouble keeping Rhea's attention today because we're around her favorite thing, horses and burros, particularly Burro. She loves their big ears. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth, and I think the reason why I like burros is because I can relate to their stubbornness.
Yeah,
because I live with you.
I thought it's because you were going to say you are stubborn yourself.
No, we're out in Farmington, Utah, and we're at the 21st annual BLM Horse and Burro Festival. It's a festival, and they bring the wild horses and burro out here, and
they have a whole bunch of programs. You can adopt them here, and if you qualify, you can take them home. It's actually very inexpensive to adopt a horse, like starting at $125 to a good home. And they have lots of programs to gentle them, so they're not like afraid of people horse wild, as evidenced by the fact this little guy right here is just sniffing out for a little pet.
Beautiful little
These are burros, and the horses have different programs where they get gentled and ready for humans to interact with them. In fact, let's find out a little bit about the program right now.
The reason we call it a festival is because there's a lot of fun events. We have a costume class where not only the trainers dress up, but also they dress their horses up. We have a freestyle event where they're going out there and they put a program together. They're doing everything from laying the horses down to having them jump over barrels, jumping into back of cars, over obstacles. It's just a fun event.
So when we got her, she was real wild and you could barely touch her. And so we took her home, and for a couple of weeks we had to sit next to her in a chair. And then that's when you gain their trust. It's hard. It's hard at first, but then it gets easier along the way. I had the idea because we were just looking at costumes online, and so then I liked the night one, so we did Knight and a Dragon.
I got Rosie 60 days ago. She's my 6th Mustang. My last year's one, her name was Ivy, and she was more hesitant to trust me. It took me 35 days to even touch her, but once I touched her and got her trust, she'd do anything for me.
I first wanted to be a cowboy when I was 8, and I've just always loved horses. Well, I decided to buy this horse because I really fell in love with her, and she's been really good with me, and she's been really sweet. It was pretty fun. It was worth getting kicked in the back of the head once.
You know, the amazing thing about this program is that it just goes on and on and on and on, because as soon as the horses get adopted today, the people in the program, the kids, get another horse to work on for the next festival. They do like 3 of them a year.
it's so cool. And they pay them for that. BLM pays them for that.
Yes.
They get money. It's a fabulous program.
Indeed it is. Well, we've got a lot to take into account. Right now, we are going to talk about not one horses, but several out in the desert as we go on the last ride of the summer season down in Mesquite, Nevada with our friends at Polaris World.
Finding the perfect balance between work and play can be hard. So this week, we're joining the crew at Polaris Can-Am World, who managed to do exactly that with their customers and the community.
We're actually getting ready to do a really fun ride, an off-road ride. We're gonna head up to, it's called Arvada Springs, and it's a riot. We're doing the ride because we like to get our customers together and our friends and all go out and have a great time. It's a way that we can really appreciate our customers and and just go have a good time together. There's a lot of the adrenaline, you know, it gets your heart pounding. You just kind of feel like, you know, you're part of the machine. And then there's also the nature aspect of it. You get you know, when you get there, you turn off the machine and get into the nature. I mean, you travel way out into the middle of the Mojave Desert, out in the middle of nowhere, and that's fun too. So there's some real neat aspects of it.
It's so fun to get together with a group of people, have the right technology so you can be safe, because out here it's really rural, and if you can have GPS and navigation and tracks and know where to go, you can really get safely to your destination.
My favorite part about being out here is the fact that we're between Gold Butte and Grand Canyon Parashant National Monument. There's 1.6 million acres and over 1,000 miles of road that you can take ATVs and other things on. And then we have just this, it's an oasis. We have a swimming pond and a water slide, and so they can go out in the morning, and then when it starts to get hot, they can come back and cool off in the pond. It's a beautiful place, and it gives you the ability to just go out and go all over the Parashant. You can get to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, Gold Butte. Our tagline is, "This is what Zion's used to be before the crowds."
With so much beauty right out their back door, it's no wonder that the crew at Polaris Can-Am World can put together these unique rides for their employees, friends, and customers. After all, these are the type of experiences that become cherished memories, but more importantly, also build lasting relationships.
I would say the favorite part about my job running Adventure Time tours would definitely be showing people my backyard. It is absolutely amazing to be able to jump into one of our razors, drive straight from our shop, and see the beauty that you would never actually think is right outside of Mesquite. Rider's distance is that's seeing their smiles, seeing people unplug their kids and get them out in the wilderness and really bond. That's one of my favorite parts of my job and where I live. It's a great bonding experience where we're actually able to get the entire community together. And it's at Polaris World, it's more than just customers, it's your friends. And then watching it become family is even more important. And then we come out and we take our nice, beautiful machines and we experience what God created.
Next time Polaris Can-Am World in Mesquite puts on a ride, make sure you're there to find heaven in the desert. For At Your Leisure, I'm Jim Kelly.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are some of the toughest machines around. Work hard or play hard. With the new Mule Pro MX, you don't have to choose. It's about having the right machine to fit the way you live. And it's about strength. The all-new Mule Pro MX, the strongest, because I said so.
I promised my son that if he got straight A's, the two of us would take a guys trip. We were riding on the Lincoln Loop Trail outside Minersville, Utah. There was so much to explore, and the trail just kept climbing higher, right to the very top of a mountain called Jack's Peak. We just stood for a while, taking in the whole world below. On the way back to camp, my son turned to me and said, "I love you, Dad." Then suddenly it hit me. This wasn't just another camping trip.
Polaris RV is blowing out all remaining 2019 inventory right now. Get the 2019 Viking 10 trailer 1706 XLS at only $81.72 or $99 a month, 0 down. Or the 2019 Mesa Ridge 26 BH bunkhouse at only $17,684 or $180 a month, 0 down. Or get the 2019 Puma 286 RB SS fifth wheel at $28,688 or $248 a month, 0 down.
If you want a super low price, you come see me at Polaris RV.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by Tunex. More than just tune-ups, on a hot summer's day, we are air conditioning.
Hey guys, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Sam the Gadget Girl, and today we're at the RV Expo in downtown Salt Lake, and I have found some awesome things for you. What I'm going to show you right now is the Sylvan Sport Go, and they call it the Swiss Army knife of camping trailers. Let's go check it out. Okay, so this thing is so spacious. You can make a king-and-a-half size bed in here, or you can keep the bed separate, and there's even a privacy curtain in the middle. And look at all this room. Me and all my friends could sit around this table and maybe play a game of cards. And guess what? I could even tow this with my Jeep. You can even tow it with a Prius. This entire thing only weighs 800 pounds, making it one of the lightest you'll ever find. One of the best things about this Go is that it's super lightweight, it's really easy to store, and plus, when I go camping, it's not just to spend time outside, it's to spend time outside doing things I love. And with this, I could bring along my bikes, I could bring along my kayak, I could even bring a dirt bike. And it's so easy to store if you don't have a ton of room, but you still like to spend time outside. This is one of the best campers you're gonna find. Not only is it spacious to sit in, spacious to sleep in, to hang out with your friends, there is tons of storage with an overhead rack. And this right here, you can put up LED lights, you can store anything from card games, your clothing that you want to take out with you, any adventure necessities, even your cooking utensils and food. And that reminds me, they have something else here I really want to show you guys. Let's go check it out. This is their Over Easy Camp Kitchen system. The entire thing sits inside its own case, collapses within seconds, and once it's collapsed, it weighs less than 45 pounds, making it super easy to store inside your camper. One of my favorite things is when it's open, you have almost 9 square feet of bamboo countertop. It has a built-in trash system, making it easier to leave no trace when you're outside. And I love it because when I'm trying to spend time outside, and nothing makes that easier than their Over Easy Camp Kitchen system. I don't know about you guys, but trying to find your way through a dark campsite can be so frustrating. Well, here at Sylvan Sport, they've thought about it. Their Waylight is not just a walking stick, it's also a flashlight. You're trying to fix something at night, stick it in the ground, aim this wherever you're looking, and even better, you get a couple of these, put them around the camp, you can illuminate the entire camp. Brand new tiki torches, but better because they're rechargeable. They have a USB port, they recharge in 2 hours. They're adjustable to height, and they've even taken it one step further. These tips are totally toxin-free, they are food safe, and they've made it so you can stick these bamboo skewers in there, and you can roast s'mores over the fire. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I like to roast Starbursts. You should give it a try. All right, I have found some awesome gadgets today here at Sylvan Sport. If you guys want to check these out, head on into Polaris RV. I'm gonna go look at some more cool stuff.
What is it that gets us out here to the middle of nowhere? What makes us choose the sweltering heat instead of our air-conditioned homes and swimming pools? Usually, it's just some friendly trash talk. And we wouldn't have it any other way.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
You have the right machine, the best tires, and top-of-the-line gear to make it over the top and beyond. Make sure that you have the best fuel money can buy, too. Clear 91 ethanol-free from Eagles Landing, specially formulated for today's high-performance off-road engines. It's gas strong enough to stand up to any challenge and any warranty. Clear 91 protects your internal engine parts and keeps years longer than ethanol blends. So go out of your way to stock up on Clear 91 ethanol-free at Eagles Landing with 4 locations along I-50.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. We're out here in the holding pen for the BLM Wild Horse and Burro Festival. And this is where they hold them, where they bring them in to show them off to auction them.
That's right, well, or anything.
Right.
And so while a lot of the Horse and Burro Festival is a lot of show, it's competitions, it's showing training with both kids and adults, and they have fun things, you know, like costume stuff.
And they dress the horses up too,
That's
and
right.
the burros.
And we'll see that in just a minute. But the real purpose of what this is all about is adopting horses and getting them off the range. And it's a big undertaking for the BLM, but it's a very important mission for them. So let's find out a little bit about the adoption process.
The TIP program is called the Trainer Incentive Program, and that's allowing everybody from youth to adults to people to help BLM find homes for these horses. At the same time, it's putting money in either wannabe trainers or trainers that are learning the trade to earn some revenue for all of their efforts. Through the youth program, kids were getting paid anywhere from $400, $500, $600 to $1,200 in fees, and that's all part of the Trainer Incentive Program where they get paid for their effort to find a home for the horse. If they're interested in the Trainer Incentive Program, they have to fill out an application with our partner called the Mustang Heritage Foundation, and they fill that application out and prove that they have the facilities to care for a horse. Then they can go to a facility, pick out an animal, and they can gentle that. And so when they find an adopter, then they'll actually get paid $1,000 for their efforts to find a home for that horse. And so those trainers are getting paid for their effort and their training.
We have adopted horses throughout the years just for our personal use. We have domesticated horses and we have the Mustangs. I felt like I couldn't really fairly represent the Mustangs, and if I didn't have the own experience myself.
I've got one domestic horse left at my house. When she's gone, I'll never have another domestic. They'll always be the Mustangs. To me, they've proven themselves to be smarter, just as athletic as any registered quarter horse you can find, more sure-footed in the mountains, and just real smart horses. That's all I'll ever own again. Every 4 years, they can double in population. The depleted ranges are horrible. Come fall, they're going to be pretty bad. They're out of water. These horses are starving.
Life on the range is tough. It's difficult. It's not rainbows and butterflies, but if we can ever get them in and get the horses a strong foundation, their future is so bright.
So far we talked about the business end of this BLM festival, but now we're going to get to the fun part.
That's true. We've got a lot of activities in front of us that are kind of the dressing on the cake, where they have just a lot of fun things going on and really show the horses' personalities off. But right now we're going to go away to our Along the Way. You know, everybody thinks of a skateboard park in the neighborhood and says, oh yeah, that's fun. But how do you translate that sport to the wild?
The Red Rocks of Moab. Many people travel far and wide to get a glimpse of the miraculous views and to get a chance to ride the off-road terrain in their Jeeps, side-by-sides, dirt bikes, and skateboards? Well, for most of us, that last one might not be the reason for coming out to southern Utah. But for American skate legend and 3 times X Games gold medalist Ryan Sheckler, that's exactly what he's in search of. The option of trying something new and a little bit outside of his usual skate session.
Before coming to Moab, I didn't know much, honestly. It's a lot different from skating in California. It's all rocks and it's all crazy transitions.
Nearly a decade ago, skate adventure photographer Jonathan Mehring rediscovered an ancient slick rock formation which was created in the Moab Desert during the Jurassic period, perfect for skateboards. Years later, and inspired by the discoveries of the past, Sheckler returns to the Utah wilderness with an all-star skateboarding crew to try their hand at skating the slick rock. After the Bureau of Land Management research and over a week of searching the harsh desert terrain, a place was finally found in the Bartlett Wash near the Jedi Slick Rock Bike Trail for Sheckler and his crew to shred for 5 days. Having already been home to off-road vehicles, the skaters were granted the permission to ride. But as rookie sensation Zion Wright explains, the change in terrain can prove quite challenging.
It was like I didn't really have a big high expectations on like I'm gonna come out here and get like a lot of clips, but I thought it was really sick to be able to like feel it and just like wow.
Canadian skater Ryan DiCenzo, who lit up the X Games in 2011, revealed he was quite surprised to learn they were actually able to ride the terrain.
My first impression was like, whoa, we can really skate here.
The guys also explained that it's not an everyday thing they would usually skate on, and they have to adapt their styles and even their skateboards by using larger wheels to be able to navigate the rougher surfaces. But once they start to get the hang of it, they continue to hike for up to half an hour at a time in an attempt to find a variety of areas where they can continue to shred to their heart's content. According to UK skateboarding phenom Barney Page, you really have to look at the landscape in a different light in order to find the best slick rock skate spots.
You have to look at every little nook and cranny in the space and try and find something that's possible to do. So you really have to start like thinking out of the box.
Sheckler's crew of skaters go on to tell us how different each spot can be as you move throughout the area. Some have bigger bumps or are smoother than the last, but just as they get used to one section, they move right on to the next, making each try a whole new trick.
Just rolling around too, like I got a cool little ollie into this bank today and it was fun, and a little kickflip yesterday, so it's been sweet, man. It's great out here, man. It's epic.
Sheckler also explains that while it can be a lot of fun riding the off-road skateboarding canvas of slick rock, it's real important to bring your gloves to protect those hands. For this week's Along the Way, skateboarding the Moab Desert, I'm Joe Davis.
Hi, I'm Nolan Stedman.
And I'm Bruce Stedman.
We've been selling motorcycles like this since 1960.
Motorcycle has been part of our family forever.
We love riding and enjoying the outdoors, everything that Utah has to offer.
Riding motorcycles, snowmobiles, ATVs, and now side-by-sides. That's what we do, it's who we are.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. We've been proudly serving Utah's families for over 50 years.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out there, but remember, it's only 30 back.
Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't just go against the grain, we grow it. Give us the frontiers, the places where success is measured and pushed limits. Give us the middle of nowhere, where the only map is your buddy's tread marks. This life, no one's born ready for it.
and we will see you next week on the County Seat. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. One of the favorite things that I look forward to at the Wild Horse and Burro Festival is this costume contest. This has been so much fun.
It is so cute. They dress up their horses, and then the trainers are dressed up, and then they have a theme. This year they have like Wizard of Oz.
Twice,
and they didn't even know that the other. That was so cute how they were competing.
How dare you wear the same tin cap to this ball? You know, it's like two women in a dress, right?
The horses don't mind. Neither do the burros.
No, I think I'm not sure if I'm more impressed with the burro that's dressed up as a racehorse or the horse shark.
Yeah, the burro is adorable.
Now,
So
if you wanted to have something really interesting, you would trade the trainer on one of the Wizard of Oz, who is the tornado, and put him with the shark, and then you'd have a Sharknado.
Yeah.
Well, while that's trying to process, let's go ahead and take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us on Facebook by Nancy McCracken. Congratulations, Nancy. You're the lucky winner of a clearly tough windshield. Clearly the toughest windshields on the market.
And it looks like you're also going to win a $100 gas and gift card to Eagles Landing, which is the only place to get that real gasoline, 91 octane ethanol-free fuel. So be sure to call us to claim your prize at 801-947-8888. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events.
On June 22nd, out at the Equestrian Park in South Jordan, Utah, is the 11th annual Ride the Brainwave event, presented by Children in the Earth.
Oh, there are tons of prizes, vendors, and all kinds of activities for the family. And best of all the proceeds will go to a good cause, so come on down and show your support.
Then June 28th and 29th is the Beaver Lake Fest at Minersville Reservoir.
Oh man, this is so much fun. It's going to be a weekend filled with activities, food, and music, so you really don't want to miss it. Now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, we're teaming up with Kevin and Gina Mortensen again, and we're heading back in time to Traders Row to hang out with the Mountain Man Rendezvous Festival held in Fremont Indian State Park.
Yo-ho! And then we're headed out to a real diamond in the rough as we get to explore the Crystal Ball Cave and the surrounding areas in the secluded West Desert.
Finally, Reese Stein takes us to a unique getaway that's located just outside of St. George.
Next week's show looks great, but it can't top what we're seeing right now. This is called freestyle competition, and this is where the horses that they've had for a number of years are all trained. They're trained to do routine, so it's not just gentle horses. They're doing some pretty fancy maneuvers.
Yeah, this is so spectacular. If you've never been to one of these, you all got to get down here when they have them, because these are really, really fun festivals.
True. We're fresh out of time. We want to leave you enough time to enjoy the horses for a minute. So we're going to say, as we do every week, there's adventure around every bend.
Get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. All right, here are the horses.